Hi guys, Ian from footballboots.co.uk here, and today we are looking at the top 10 boots at the 2016 Olympics. That's right, we're looking at the boots that are going to be on display in Rio this summer as teams compete to win the Olympic gold medals. So there's a few big teams. I'm going to go straight into this list, and I'll talk a bit more about the teams as we go. So at number 10 is the Magista Opus 2. Now, you're going to see a few players wearing these. There is no women's Opus in the Spark Brilliance pack that they created for the women's team, but the Opus will be around. Some players will be wearing the old original ones, and some players will be wearing these new twos, especially in this launch yellow colorway. Moving on from that, in at number 9 is the Vapor 11 from Nike. Now, the Vapor 11 also is not available in the women's Spark Brilliance pack, but a whole bunch of players will be wearing this, especially in the men's. It's going to be favoured by a lot of players, but it's not going to stand out that much because you'll have seen this already. Most of them will be wearing the Spark Brilliance. It's unlikely that many will be wearing the Elite pack, but the Vapor 11 will be on display, and I'm sure a few players will be wearing the Vapor 10s too. In at number 8 is the Puma Evospeed. Now, the Evospeed is quite popular with a lot of women. Obviously, there's men's and women's medals available at the Olympics, and you'll find a lot of women will be wearing the Puma Evospeed. A few of the men will be in the Evospeeds too, so you'll be seeing those at the tournament. In at number 7 is the Ace 16 Plus Primate from Adidas, and there is a women's and men's version available. You've got the women's Speed of White, and you have the men's Speed of Light. You're going to see the solar yellow version for the men, and the women's is a white with that solar yellow detail and the black 3 stripes branding. They will be the laced version. We'll get more onto the laceless later in the list. In at number 6 is the Tiempo. Pretty popular with a lot of players. You'll see some players wearing the Spark Brilliance pair, and there also is the women's Spark Brilliance version, which is that white, red and blue in the USA colours for the women's soccer team. Julie Johnson will be one of those key players wearing the Nike Tiempo Legends. In at number 5 is another Nike boot, the Nike Mercurial Superfly. You're going to see the likes of Carly Lloyd and Kristen Press wearing this for the women's soccer team. The men's US soccer team did not qualify for the Olympics, but the women's team did. And there will be some men obviously wearing the Spark Brilliance version of these. Again, we don't really expect to see any players wearing the Elite Pack version, but we will have to wait until they are in action. Anyway, that's number 5 is the Mercurial Superfly. In at number 4 is the Adidas Ace 16 Plus Pure Control. Now, this is available in the women's Speed of White pack and also in the men's Speed of Light pack. So you're going to see the white one again. It matches up with that Ace 16 Plus Primate that I talked about. It's in this stunning kind of plain white boot with the little details, again with the black and the yellow for the women, and the men's is in that solar yellow that you'll have seen a few Premier League players already training in, and a few big names advertising those like Pogba and all sorts. And it'll just be interesting to see which players end up wearing these at the Olympics. In at number 3 is one of those brand new releases. It wasn't in the original Women's Spark Brilliance release, but it has come out now, which is the Magista Obrah. It's the nice white boot with the heat map design in the red and the blue for the women. And obviously we do have the launch version of those as well in the men's. It has that yellow base, and then it has all those kind of bright colors in that heat map coming through that. There's a chance you might find the odd player wearing maybe the pitch dark version, but that will be down to their personal choices. There are a lot of kind of different teams involved in both the women's and the men's competitions, so there's a lot of teams that could have some strange boot choices. You got kind of South Africa, Iraq, Denmark, Nigeria, Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Fiji. So some of the boots we find at the tournament could be quite varied. Moving on to number 2 in our list, and we are looking at the X16 Plus Pure Chaos. The women's version of these is stunning. It has that white base, but it also has that solar red detailing. It's kind of a half and half design on that, and those are really going to stand out on the pitch. You're going to see American soccer players like Stephanie McCaffrey and Heather O'Reilly wearing those, and there is the men's version as well, which again is just going to really stand out on pitch on that completely solar red version. Really nice pair of boots, both the X16 women's and men's versions. In at number 1 on our list, there's only one player who will be making all the headlines in Rio, and he does have his own custom boots. They were released a while ago, and here they are now, is the Neymar X Jordan Hypervenom Phantoms. One thing to note is it will be interesting to see whether Neymar is really wearing these or whether he's wearing a Vapor 10 version of these. So make sure you pay attention. Does he have the high collar? Does it have that design? Or has he gone for his custom ones again? I mean, they are the standout boots. They are the ones that everybody's going to be talking about. Just have a check and see what Neymar's got on. Anyway, guys, that rounds out our top 10 for the Olympics. If we were going to pick a team who was going to win the Olympics, then I think we would go with Brazil. The hosts can't be forgotten about in either the women's or the men's draw, although in the women's draw the US is probably the strongest team again, and Brazil will do well to make probably the semi-finals, and we'll see how we go from there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.